Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Taking a page from the best YouTube educational videos out there, the ones that take a life-changing book and distill its most complex concepts down into clear, high-yield takeaways, we are bringing you the ultimate paradigm shift in modern dating. We're looking at Mark Manson's groundbreaking work, Models, and trust me, it is absolutely going to flip how you view attraction.
So we open with the ultimate question, right? What actually attracts women? Manson argues that in our post-industrial, post-feminist world, a clear model of how to be an attractive man has kind of just been lost. Think about it. Centuries ago, a man's role was pure power and protection. Decades ago, it was simply to provide. But today, those traditional models of masculinity are largely gone, and that's left this massive, confusing void for generations of guys just trying to figure out their social roles.
And that's exactly where Manson's book, Models, stepped in to fill the void. Instead of offering up sleazy manipulation tactics or those arbitrary pickup lines that literally only treat the symptoms of your dating struggles, it presents a strategy rooted entirely in honesty. It's a comprehensive guide to authentic attraction. It totally bypasses the quick, band-aid solutions pushed by the dating advice industry and focuses 100% on internal, emotional movement. Manson's core thesis is perfectly summed up by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who famously wrote, "What you do speaks so loudly I cannot hear what you say." Because attraction isn't about memorizing lines. It's not about executing some arbitrary multi-step touch plan. It is all about the emotional reality of your movements, your actions, and your genuine identity. Seduction is basically an interplay of emotions. The actual words you use, they're just a side effect. Section 1. The attraction problem, neediness and conditional validation. Let's diagnose the exact trap plaguing so many men today, the trap of emotional neediness and conditional validation. A lot of guys grow up emotionally ill-equipped to deal with real intimacy, which leads them to overcompensate. They try to become this fake alpha, or they constantly seek validation from women just to feel good about themselves. And there is such a stark contrast between conditional and unconditional behavior here. Conditional pickup tactics, like buying drinks for a stranger just to get her attention, those aren't gifts. They are needy, manipulative deals brokered to get something in return. Contrast that with genuine, unconditional honesty. That's where a compliment is given as a true gift of your feelings, expecting absolutely nothing in return. Section 2, the paradigm shift, vulnerability as power. Now, this is the massive shift you absolutely have to internalize if you want to see a real change in your dating life. It's about ditching the compensating and the people-pleasing and finally embracing your absolute truth. So the crucial point here is that true male attractiveness is rooted deeply in non-neediness and absolute vulnerability. And vulnerability means becoming comfortable with your emotions and your faults. It means actually showing your rough edges instead of trying to be Mr. Perfect all the time. When you express yourself without inhibition and remain utterly unaffected by whether a woman validates you or not, you display immense, undeniable power. True honesty is unconditional. The truth is a gift. Think about it. When you express yourself, say telling a woman she's beautiful, without actually needing her to smile back or validate you in return, you project this incredibly attractive, unconditional honesty. It's a paradox, really. Seeking zero investment from her is exactly what inspires her to invest heavily in you. Section 3, the solution, the 3 fundamentals. Because, understanding vulnerability intellectually is one thing, but translating it into actual real-world behavior, that's another story entirely. Manson breaks down self-improvement into the 3 fundamentals. Step 1 is honest living. Step 2 is honest action. And step 3 is honest communication. Working together, these 3 steps provide the engine for both your internal emotional shifts and your external dating success. Let's look at the first fundamental, honest living. This means building an abundant, healthy lifestyle so that high-quality women naturally gravitate toward your orbit. It's about building a life you actually love, optimizing your health, understanding the demographics of the women you want to meet, and being genuinely passionate about your daily existence. If you hate your job and your hobbies, it's literally putting a ceiling on your potential with women. Next up is honest action. This is all about conquering your anxieties and fears so you can act on your desires without hesitation, without shame, or the fear of rejection. Men are generally expected to initiate courtship, right? So a man who's hesitant is always going to struggle. Honest action means stepping out of your comfort zone, embracing your impulses, and proving your non-neediness through bold movement. And the third fundamental is honest communication.
This is the real nuts and bolts of expressing your true self dynamically. It's about stripping away those temporary band-aid solutions for authentic connection. It involves expressing your intentions openly, developing genuine charisma, connecting emotionally, and learning how to smoothly and confidently transition to physicality.
Section 4. Polarization and embracing rejection. Now, this next concept completely flips traditional dating advice on its head. It's about polarization and how we really need to change how we view failure in the dating market. Simply put, rejection is a good thing. I know, it sounds crazy, but rejection isn't a failure at all. It's a vital, necessary filtering mechanism. It literally exists to keep you away from people you simply aren't compatible with anyway. I mean, if a woman rejects you because she doesn't like your real personality or maybe your height, why would you want to be around her in the first place? The problem is, most men define success using highly flawed metrics, never being rejected, maximizing their quote-unquote lay count, or obsessing over societal stereotypes of beauty. Playing a soulless numbers game or altering your personality just to avoid rejection, that strips away your identity and leads to incredibly empty, unfulfilling interactions. Manson redefines the real goal perfectly. Success equals maximizing happiness with whichever woman or women we prefer. The goal is polarizing women by sharing your truth openly. Some are going to love it, some are going to reject it, but immediately you screen for the ones who actually respect and resonate with the real you. Section 5. The top 1% and the binary system. Let's look at how this applies to the specific demographic that seems to paralyze so many men: extremely beautiful women, or the top 1%. You have to stop putting the top 1% of women on a pedestal. Beautiful women deal with men acting like idiots or trying to manipulate them all day long. Instead, switch to a simple binary system. A 1 means you are genuinely interested in her as a person. A 0 means you aren't. Treat her like a normal human being. That simple act of civility and honesty differentiates you from 99% of the guys she meets. Section 6. Being versus saying. Everything we've discussed today culminates right here. There is a massive, massive difference between saying something attractive and actually being something attractive. Using lines, tactics, and temporary band-aids might work for a fleeting moment, but it's ultimately meaningless. The most attractive sentence in the world holds zero weight if it isn't backed up by a genuinely attractive, honest man living a strong lifestyle with an authentic identity. If you try to appeal to everyone by hiding your true self and playing it safe, you don't become attractive. You just become boring. The less polarizing you are, the more boring you are. A dime a dozen. You end up appealing to no one and becoming completely unmemorable. And nobody wants that. So, we leave you with this provocative thought. Will you dare to be polarizing and move toward genuine vulnerability? Are you ready to stop acting, face rejection head on, and start honestly being? Think about your own life and your own rough edges. Isn't it time to finally show them to the world? Thanks for joining us for this explainer. See you next time.